All right, so I want to talk about something that just came to my mind. So Mari, right? He lost his right eye, and well, I'm sure you've probably seen the video. He dedicated it as a sacrifice to Jesus, right? And now I was thinking, like, what if in the Bible, when it's describing the Antichrist and the false prophet, like, not that it's one person or anything. I've already thought about that, and I don't think that's the case. But I think that the description of them are like combined, or like it's going to be that the false prophet is going to be the one who looks bad, right? Like with the missing eye and the paralyzed arm and everything. I'm thinking that that's him, and that's not the Antichrist, right? Because the Antichrist, in order for Satan to deceive the whole world, and in all the holy books, all the way up until the end, right? And we're in the season that he's loose, so this is his deception. This whole last 250 years. Then the one that the false prophet is promoting or prophesying, right, is the beast, right? That's what it says in the Bible, right? So the fact that he's promoting Jesus Christ as God, right? Could it be that Jesus Christ is the Antichrist, right? Like he's gonna have to look like he's the good guy, like he's the savior of the world, right? Well, we already know as that Jesus Christ is the savior of the world, right? So I think that it'll be used like that, right? Like so the one who he promotes, he's gonna say is Jesus, and that's the beast of Revelation, right? Like, not a fake Jesus or anything like that, but an actual rebirth, like a reincarnation, right? The spirit, his spirit was born inside another man, and sat inside that man his whole life. That's the way I see it. Anyway, I think this guy's going to promote him. Right? Like, I have... It's hard for me not to think that it's me. For one, because the way I look, right? I mean, all the paintings, they all look like me, right? The sculptures, everything looks like me. My name, all the numbers, all the birth dates, everything. It's all like it's me, right? And I have met the dragon in real life, right? And I'm not exaggerating or making it up or it was a dream. No, I actually left my body and I met the dragon, right? The great dragon. There's no mistaking that the thing that I met was the great dragon, right? Because there could not be anything bigger than that, right? I've seen multiple dragon spirits in the sky, like, every day, so I know the difference, right? Like the great dragon, it's called the great dragon for a reason. There's a big difference between his size and the size of all the others, right? That's why when God called his congregation together, he said all the angels and Satan, because Satan is not like them whatsoever. Anyway, I actually met that thing, so it's like, yeah, there's a pretty big possibility that I'm Jesus. So, and the fact that my name actually means King of Kings in the proper way of saying it, right? Like the one that wears both types of crowns, right? Anyway, so I'm thinking that That's what that's describing in the book of Revelation. Because when you read it and it describes what the beast is, right? He's like describing the 4-part tetramorph God, right? Like I don't know what you would call it, Yahweh. Like the spirit that has the lion's head, the man's head, the ox's head, and the eagle's head. That spirit of God is the spirit that's inside of Jesus. And that God is the real thing. And that's the beast of Revelation. That's the one that destroys the earth, right? Like, I think that we're completely reading it wrong. And every single preacher and bishop and everybody on earth is reading it wrong, because either it's written wrong or it's deliberately written in a way so you don't figure it out, so you don't know, right? Because how else are you going to be deceived, right? If you understand it, then, right? So yeah, Jesus isn't, the good guy, the savior. He's the destroyer, right? He's like in Hinduism, Shiva, right? The one who destroys and then new birth is birthed after the destruction, right? And it's kind of like the same thing, but in reverse, right? Like, first time he was here, he was all love, all righteousness, always made the right decision, always had the right answer, right? He was just right. And the second time he comes, he's filled with hate and anger and vengeance, right? So he's not the same person. I guess you could say he is the same person, but maybe not with the same memories, because think about it, if Jesus remembered dying on the cross and remembered what he did, his sacrifice of his life to save everyone, and then he comes back the second time, if he remembered that shit, then he wouldn't destroy the earth. He would try to save it again, because that would be in his nature. So for him to be reborn again in another body without the memories of the first life, that makes complete sense to me, because then he would be able to go through with destroying the earth, right? And not just that, but like what the thing that popped in my head earlier when I was thinking about this is, well, are we sure that we're all going to be lined up against our will to get our heads cut off? Because like it seems as though this guy and I'm sure many others are going to start promoting the fact that this world is not for us anymore, and that there's a way out, and it's not sin, because Jesus talked to him and he's approved of this method, and it'll be to get your head cut off, right? And I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a choice, but the choice, if you're a true believer, really isn't going to be a choice, right? I think that's how it's going to play out.